From CBS News Bay Area, this is the Evening Edition.
Now at 5, the government shutdown enters its 5th day. New poll numbers on who Americans think is to blame.
Oh, the president wants the government open. He's pleaded with Schumer and Hakeem in person in his office to do that. They're using this for political games, and it is shameful, and real people are getting hurt.
Plus, championship baseball returns to Oakland, a big celebration for the Pioneer League champs as the Ballers share a historic season with their fans.
Champions rise in Oakland.
Look at the community coming together, not only for a game, but just to be here to celebrate with us. It's awesome.
Let's go Oakland! Let's go Oakland! Let's go Oakland!
Thanks for joining us. I'm Andrea Nakano.
And I'm Brian Hackney. We'll begin tonight with the California National Guard. Up to 300 troops from California could soon be on their way to Portland, with at least 100 arriving overnight, according to Oregon's governor.
It comes one day after a federal court blocked the Trump administration from sending 200 of Oregon's own National Guard troops to the area. Gavin Newsom called the order, quote, a breathtaking abuse of power, saying California would file its own lawsuit to block the move.
This was the scene in Portland yesterday as federal agents used smoke and tear gas during demonstrations against the federalization of National Guard troops at an ICE facility. The troops from California were already appropriated by the feds during that recent unrest over ICE raids in Los Angeles.
And in a statement, Governor Newsom said, in part, quote, the Trump administration is unapologetically attacking the rule of law itself and putting into action their dangerous words, ignoring court orders and treating judges, even those appointed by the president himself, as political opponents. The White House defended the move with their own statement, saying in part, quote, President Trump exercised his lawful authority to protect federal assets and personnel in Portland following violent riots and attacks on law enforcement. The president also weighed in today from Washington during the celebration for the Navy.
The National Guard, you know what? We send in what's ever necessary. People don't care. They don't want crime in their cities. And we're doing it, and we're doing it well. We're doing it like nobody's ever done it before.
This all comes against the backdrop of a government shutdown now entering its second week with more blame so far than progress.
The president wants the government open. He's pleaded with Schumer and Hakeem in person in his office to do that, and they said no because they want to do this.
They have refused to talk to us even once. The American people are hearing what's happening, and they are demanding that we address this crisis. They are demanding we sit down together and do it. It's just logical.
So a new CBS poll out this morning reveals Americans are frustrated as well, with nearly a third blaming both sides equally for the work stoppage. We spoke to several people here in the Bay Area today on what they think about the shutdown.
The idiot that's at the helm of, well, the whole group of idiots up there that they don't care about Joe Schmo and Jane Doe. They just care about aggrandizing themselves.
I feel like the Democrats in Congress and the Senate are showing voters that they can think about people first.
As of right now, no new votes on a continuing resolution are scheduled for next week. Now for a livelier, brighter topic, here's Zoe for the weather.
Well, it's been gorgeous out there today. I hope you've soaked up some sunshine and warmer weather because there's this huge area of high pressure that's dominating the entirety of the state of California. Just a little bit of fog out there closer to our coastal communities, but overall lovely. I want to take you outside right now and show you that little finger of fog that's making its way just through the Golden Gate. That's about as far as it's gotten inland. So if you live any farther inland than directly along the coast, you should be good. Those temperatures right now are comfortable out there, especially compared to yesterday at this time. We are going to continue to see those highs sitting in that again within a few degrees of normal range. Inland communities right now, you're seeing those temperatures in the 80s, if not upper 70s. It is really, really nice. If you have any outdoor plans this evening, you should be good to go. It's only our coastal communities with a little bit more cloud coverage. Places like Pacifica, Half Moon Bay, 59 degrees right now, if not slightly cooler. So again, farther south along our coastal communities like Pacifica, Half Moon Bay, and up to Point Reyes, it's a couple of degrees cooler than yesterday, and we are expecting everybody to warm up a degree or two into tomorrow before those temperatures come cooling down by the end of the upcoming week. A roller coaster of weather is on the way, and I'll break down everything you need to know coming up in just a bit. Over to you, Brian.
Alrighty, thank you, Zoe. Chopper 5 spent a busy afternoon over much of the Bay Area today, beginning with a 2-alarm fire. It tore through San Jose restaurant, I should say, this morning. It happened just before 11 a.m. at Tomo Sushi on Snell Avenue. Fire crews were able to knock the blaze down in less than an hour. The restaurant was empty at the time. It had been closed for construction at the time of the fire. Nobody was injured.
And we also caught video of crews wrapping up what Caltrans called an extreme maintenance project. This was on Highway 84 in Niles Canyon. Crews focused on tree trimming, culvert cleaning, and guardrail repairs during the weekend closure. Everything is back open now, and commuters this week should experience some smoother traffic.
And San Francisco is prepping for Dreamforce, Salesforce's annual convention, bringing tens of thousands of people to the city. Street closures began today around Yerba Buena Gardens. Those closures will last through the 19th, Andrea.
Meanwhile, in the East Bay, Oakland is once again celebrating a championship. The Ballers marked their record-breaking season and first Pioneer League title with a parade and community celebration. The Victory Lap kicked off with a rally at City Hall, then moved to a parade at Raimondi Park. It wrapped up with a community bash at Prescott Market, and that's where we find Da Lin. What is going on right now, Da?
Hey, Andrea, a lot of people, a lot of fun, a lot of family fun activities here and live music as well at Prescott Market. Now, yes, this is a celebration of the Ballers and their championship, but this is also a celebration for Oakland, a city that's lost 3 major sports teams in recent years. It's a celebration of Oakland just as much as it's a celebration of the Ballers winning their first Pioneer League championship. The team parade around Raimondi Park where they play their home games in West Oakland.
Amazing, amazing. Like, look at this. Look at the community coming together, not only for a game, but just to be here to celebrate with us. It's awesome.
Catcher Tyler Lozano understands why this is such a big deal for Oakland. He grew up in Stockton, and just like Oakland, he says it's a gritty town that fights for everything. He adds, you don't have to be a baseball fan to appreciate what this championship means.
Everyone up here has talked about community, but someone that grew up in Stockton and coming here, I really see what Oakland's about. I really see why you guys build a community and love each other through everything. And being a part of that is super welcoming for myself. I know the team.
2 Oakland A's fans founded the Ballers 2 years ago. They jumped through hoops to put a team together, and few believed they could win it all so quickly. And truly, it was against all odds. In the best-of-5 championship series, the Ballers were down 2 games to none. They came back to win 3 straight and take the title.
Oakland's been counted out since before the beginning. We've always been an underdog, not just in sports, but in life and in community. But people from Oakland know something special about us. We're resilient. We always punch above our weight in terms of culture, in terms of music, in terms of art, and in terms of sports. And the thing about sports is it becomes part of your identity. It becomes part of your pride. And so we delivered a championship. That's what we wanted to do. We wanted to remind everybody that this is a city of champions.
It's something the town can rally around, despite losing 3 professional teams and dealing with constant negative headlines.
I mean, it's a start. You know, it's something that we can all come together on and say, hey, we have earned something here. We have a championship.
Tyler says it's a win for Oakland and its people.
I came up here to just look at all of you guys and say thank you.
So what's next? What's the plan for next year? Well, the founders say they're not sure yet because money is always a big challenge for these independent teams. Now, their plan is to come back better and stronger next year. Their hope is to even play a game at the Coliseum. So we'll see. For now, live in West Oakland, I'll send it back to you, Andrea.
1989 when they played the Giants, Brian. All right, thank you, Da. Well, coming up, former Vice President Kamala Harris returns to the Bay Area. We'll tell you why after the break.
Welcome back. There's the title of Kamala Harris's book. Former Vice President Kamala Harris is back in the Bay Area today. The Oakland native stopped by the Masonic Auditorium in San Francisco to promote the book. She spoke at 2 back-to-back events, sharing insights and stories from the campaign last year. She's now on a 15-city book tour, kicked off in New York right after the book came out at the end of September. And always an open book, the forecast with Zoe Mintz. Hey, Zoe.
I try my hardest, try to let you all know what's going on, and it's going to be beautiful over the next several days. I highly suggest getting out to the beach, maybe soaking up some sunshine. Perfect beach weather. Although today there was a little bit more cloud coverage out there, as there is a bit of that marine layer that's returning as onshore winds have persisted. But the onshore winds not going to last for much longer than the next hour or so. Yeah, as quickly as that, there's this little area of low pressure that's developing. That little area of low pressure that's just below my feet right here. You can't see it very well, but what it's going to do is it's going to change the wind direction, ushering in winds and air from the Central Valley of California off to us here in the Bay Area. That brings offshore winds, which means drier and warmer weather. That will persist through Tuesday. By the time that we step out Wednesday, Thursday, and into Friday, this large swirl of a low pressure system will develop and eventually move onshore, bringing us the potential for even more rain to head our way. This won't be until the end of the upcoming week, and the amount of rain, if any, is still very questionable. But what we do know is cooler, cloudier, and potentially wetter weather is on the way by later this upcoming week, which is honestly great news. There's going to be breaks in the heat because over the next 24 hours, it's going to be warming up. And out there in the Bay Area, warm weather, a lot of us don't really have air conditioning to deal with it. What we are going to be dealing with, again, is the offshore winds, and I want to focus in on our North Bay communities, where we are expecting those gusts to be the highest across the mountains, like Mount St. Helena. You might see a gust up to 40 miles an hour overnight tonight and into very early tomorrow morning. But then you get to the lower elevations like Sonoma, those winds only about 10 miles an hour. So it's only the highest elevations that are going to be dealing with the strongest of the offshore winds, and that's only going to persist through early tomorrow morning. By tomorrow afternoon, we're actually expecting onshore winds to begin to develop. Onshore winds by later Monday and into Tuesday might even usher in a little bit more cloud coverage. Not a whole lot, but hey, it's something, and that cloud coverage is only going to get thicker into Tuesday. Although Monday afternoon, even with a few clouds out there, even our coastal communities will be warming up. 70s across our coastal communities tomorrow afternoon. One of the warmest days that we have felt so far this year. Inland areas are going to be in the mid to upper 80s. Definitely not one of the warmest days so far this year, but back to seasonable, if not a degree or two above average. Again, this is going to stick around through Monday and into Tuesday, but look at what happens on Tuesday afternoon. You're actually going to be noticing the coast getting a bit cooler as, like I said, the onshore winds will begin to pick up. Inland areas still staying at or above average. Coastal communities cooling down a degree or two before everybody cools down by the time that we step out Wednesday, Thursday, and into Friday. Because like I showed you, that storm system that will be swirling off the coast is going to usher in significantly stronger winds and about a 10 to 15 degree cool down from Tuesday and into Wednesday. And it's going to stay at or below average all the way through the end of the week and into next weekend. So next weekend plans, you're going to be looking a lot different than this weekend. So overall, moral of the story is if you live along the coast and you've been waiting for perfect beach weather, today, tomorrow, and maybe even into Tuesday are your days to enjoy it.
And welcome back. Our next story gives new meaning to the phrase body of work. Here's Ryan Yamamoto.
What if you could stare?
Kind of at a loss for words, to be honest.
At your legacy.
Get really emotional seeing this. It brings back a lot of memories.
All those memories gathered together in a single moment and then frozen in time for everyone to see and study.
At the end of the day, I think I'm really grateful that I have all these people that took this journey with me and put in the hard work to get these tattoos done and let me do it.
For nearly 3 decades.
I started tattooing in 1998, so almost 30 years now.
Taki Kitamura has given his life to an art whose body of work is now part of an exhibition at the San Francisco Main Library called Living Tattoo Traditions, American Irizumi and Beyond.
I gotta say, I never thought I'd be looking at my work and colleagues' works of mine in the San Francisco Public Library. You know, we've always seen it as art, and not necessarily that we needed the validation, but it's really nice to see that I think that outside the larger society as a whole is really appreciating tattoo art. And I think this exhibition in particular appreciates the cultural significance that not just art, but also culture is something that carries culture, passes stories down, and celebrates.
All right, everyone turn around, please.
We were there last December for the exhibition photo shoot.
Test fire.
As dozens of his clients gathered in San Jose to model the work of Kitamura's Japanese woodblock style of tattooing, a style that still carries a stigma in Japan.
Yeah, the Japanese tattoo really isn't accepted in Japan. It's getting better over time, but I think they've had a very troublesome history. Tattoos were used by the government to mark criminals, so right away there's a stigma. And as much as we love the Yakuza cinema, I think like Yakuza movies really played up that everyone tattooed was part of a criminal organization. But that said, we have ex-deputy director of the U.S. Marshals. There are 3 or 4 active law enforcement in there, a handful of retired law enforcement as well. I think especially with Japanese tattooing, a lot of people that identify with the warrior ethos, the samurai ethos, of gaman, of persevering. But it really applies to a lot of people. I think a lot of people gravitate toward this style.
Allison Witkoff, who works as the director of exhibitions for the library, says the photos not only tell Taki's story, but will take people on both a cultural and historic journey.
I hope they come away with an understanding of tattooing as a way of storytelling, as a conduit of cultural heritage, and as the tattooed body as an archive and memory keeper.
Those memories form between the artist and person who wears their art, and for fellow artist and Taki's wife, Molly. She says they wanted to show that tattooing is truly a partnership.
The client is everything. It's their body, it's their choice, and they're wearing the tattoo for their lifetime.
We're not putting us on an elevated level over the client. Rather, the two of us together can create something very special, and in this case, hopefully carry on culture and celebrate it.
A celebration of art through needle and ink, images now on display, shining a light on a true body of work.
Well,
yes.
Do you want to discuss, or should we just toss it over to the? Oh, well, maybe we shall discuss.
There's okay. There is there's a name.
Yes.
There's the word described as kind of tattooing. What is that?
It is a name. It's tattoo in Japanese, but in Japan, it's mainly for the Yakuza. So.
That's just what I was going to say too. So that's it for us at 5. CBS Weekend News is next. See you in 30 minutes.